Hi guys, today we have a great guest, Shida, and he is an international officer from Xi'an, Jiaotong-Liverpool University. This is a really nice university. We went there with our students this summer and experienced a wonderful Chinese language course. So let's say I studied at Beida by myself, and Beida is really academic, and let's say there you have to be very independent as a person. And in the case of Xi'an Jiaotong-Liverpool University, they are extremely helpful. So we would like to share information about this university. We experienced it by ourselves. So there is a lot of information about different universities, and you guys as young people, you maybe study at high school and your head is crazy about where to study. So we hope this video will help you to know this university better and to decide you want to study like in which country. So today we would like to show strong points of getting double degree, like British and Chinese, in China. Yeah. So Shida, how do students get a double degree at your university?
Basically, the double degree at XJTLU is I would say is the #1 advantage for our international students and for local students as well. So when a student, they are admitted on the undergraduate level and they study for 3 or 4 years depending on the high school results, he or she can finish the UG degree in 3 or 4 years and get double degree. The first one is from the University of Liverpool and the second one from XJTLU. So the first one, the degree from the University of Liverpool, is, as you know, recognized internationally. It's a very good university, and the University of Liverpool is also a part of Russell Group in the UK. And Xi'an Jiaotong-Liverpool University, the degree, by the way, is recognized by Chinese Ministry of Education. So it is a very good advantage for international students and for Russian students to study at the university, everything in English, and in 3 or 4 years, get double degree from both universities. And at the same time, experience Chinese culture, learn for free Chinese language.
When I found that there are universities in China which teach in English and they are British Chinese, I was very surprised. I thought that it's a very good opportunity for for students from China to study in English, and they are based in China. Yeah, for example, for kids whose parents are maybe scared of sending their kids to the UK, maybe they think they're too young or something. Yeah, and when I tell my acquaintances about young students, our students, that there is opportunity to study in English in China, they say like, what? What's the point? The first question of parents, yeah, cool, it's cheaper, maybe. Yes. Yeah, definitely. Education fee is cheaper than in the UK, as I understand.
UK, yes.
Yes, okay, it's cheaper, they say, but how our kids, they know English, but they do not know Chinese. How they will survive in Suzhou, yeah, not on campus territory.
Basically, to answer that question, there are 3 answers, three aspects I really want to mention. The first one is about double degree. I want to just stress on that again. The point of studying at our university, everything is English. In Chinese university in China, is that you can get double degree in 3 or 4 years. The first one from the University of Liverpool, the second one from XJTLU. There's the first reason I want to mention. The second reason is that you learn in a Chinese university, which is in China, which is much less expensive if you spend that money in at the UK. So I take the example of the University of Liverpool. For most programs, I think the tuition fees is about 12,000 or 15,000 pounds. I think it's 15,000 pounds for a business program, for example, which is about it's the double price. It's about double price than if you study at XJTLU, and that's the only tuition fees. So you have to include living costs, accommodation costs, transport costs, food, everything. So it's much less expensive than you pick up a foreign universities, which is not Chinese, which is not us. The third reason I want to mention is that if you spend those 3 or 4 years in China, you can experience a Chinese culture. China is seen as it's already the second biggest economy in the world, and it's still growing, less faster than before, but it's growing quite fast. And it's a very economically very strong, and many foreigners, they want to spend months or years in China to experience local culture and to learn Chinese language. So if you spend 3 or 4 hours for the UG or 18 months for masters at XJTLU, you can learn Chinese language for free. You can experience local Chinese culture in Suzhou. So these are the 3 aspects that I really want to mention. Basically, it's double degree, fees, and China. So that are the 3 advantages you will have if you pick up XJTLU.
Guys, plus there is extremely massive benefit. You can be accepted to Xi'an Jiaotong-Liverpool University with the EGE exam. Yeah, for example, if you want to go to study to the UK, you have to pass A level. Yeah, you have to spend 1 year, preparation year, and then after that year you'll be accepted. And in the case of Xi'an Jiaotong-Liverpool University, you pass EGE and IELTS, and you need to get only 5.0.
For the first year entry is 5.0 for IELTS test, or 62 for TOEFL internet-based test.
So you are straight accepted, and you pass only 3 years to do your bachelor's degree.
If students are academically very strong in their high school performance, it could happen that they can be directly accepted until year 1, so until year 2, sorry. In that case, it will be 3 years. But year 1, in China, it's 4 years for undergraduate for the UG degree. So if entry into year 1 is 4 years for UG degree to complete UG degree. So if entry into year 2 directly is going to be 3 years.
So let's also mention that about accommodation. We really enjoyed. I've never lived in 1-bedroom room. And how much does it cost?
For the price, because the accommodation is not directly run by the university, I have to say. It's individual organization, but which has partnership with the university. So it's not a problem for international students to live in those accommodations, and they have to live in those accommodations. We basically got 2 different types of accommodation. The first one is that it's in a flat, in an apartment with 4 or 6 bedrooms. So within 1 bedroom, for 1 person, he don't need to share anything with others. The bathroom is individual. He or she got the individual bed, air conditioning, balcony. Those 4 or 6 students, they only need to share the living room with each other. So in the living room, they got pretty much the kitchen, fridge, microwave, television, sofa, kettle. Yeah, they only need to share these things. Basically, that's the kitchen in the living room. So every other things are individual, in the individual bedroom. That's the first type. The second type is like a hotel room. He or she got a double bed, again individual bathroom, individual balcony, individual fridge, microwave, air conditioning, of course. So these are the two types of accommodation for international students. It's really up to you to choose which one you would like to stay in. I would say the 4 or 6 bedrooms and shared living one is more popular among our international students.
And as I remember, it costs much cheaper than in Liverpool.
Yes, definitely, it's much cheap than the University of Liverpool, and the price. I don't have the exact price for the moment, but the approx price that if you sign a 1-year contract for the first type, which is 4 or 6 bedroom type, the price would be about 49 RMB. Just remember, around 50 RMB per day. That's for you to sign 1-year contract. For the second type, which is a hotel room, everything is individual. That one is more expensive because it's individual. Everything is individual, and you don't need to share anything with others. And it's a hotel room. You got more modern furniture, and it's more expensive. The price is approximately 89 IMB. Just remember, 90 IMB per day.
And it's still as cheap. As I understand, this accommodation, small accommodation campus, it is shared among different universities from industrial park of Suzhou. Am I right?
For the first type, which is 4 or 6 bedrooms, all students come from the University of Liverpool. So you won't have students from other universities. They are all from the University of Liverpool. And the same sex. So boys won't mix the same department, same flat with girls. So for example, if you stay in a 4-bedroom flat, it'll be 4 guys. Maybe 1 from Taiwan, 1 from Mexico, 1 from France, and 1 from the UK. So it won't happen that boys and girls mixed up in the same department.
Yes, and very cool thing, guys, that washing machine is free. And you have washing machine on each floor, and it's totally free, and it's not like horrible one, which I used when I studied at Beidou. We had horrible one, like if you wash anything there, everything is destroyed.
Okay.
And in the case of Xi'an Jiaotong-Liverpool University, they have nice washing machines, Samsung, and for example, if you study in the UK, washing machines, of course, will be not free, and it will cost you about, as I remember, £2. Plus £2 if you want to dry. How about teachers? Are the teachers all from China, professors from other countries?
As far as our academic staff are concerned, 70% of them, above 70%, are foreign nationals. So we got, at the moment, above 50 nationalities in terms of academic staff at our university, and above 70% of them, are foreign nationals. So a lot of them are doctorates, PhD doctorates. They are very experienced, and they have very strong academic experience before. And that's a very good advantage for our international students and the local students as well, because it is always nice to have a good professor to lead you in any program, really.
Yeah, especially in our globalizing world. Yeah, it's very cool to be taught by teachers who are from different countries, because they will share not only their knowledge plus their life experience, in my opinion. Okay, and how about students? Which countries are they from?
In terms of students, well, for this year, for 2018-2019, this very recent year, this year actually, we got above 550 international students from 70 different nationalities. And at the university, the 550 is for this year's new figure. At the university, there are of course more international students, because if you count UG year 2, year 3, year 4 and a master's, so it should be a lot actually. I would say around 800 or 900 international students in total at XJTLU.
Are they from Europe, from Asia, from Africa?
Well, they are from basically every continent of the world. There are students from Nigeria, Zimbabwe, Ecuador, from in the South America, Mauritius in the Africa again, Thailand, South Korea, Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, basically area, Pakistan, India, and from Europe again, Germany, France, the UK, a lot of from our partner, University of Liverpool, UK students. So basically everywhere, from every corner from the world.
And this is very cool because if you study in Europe, mainly you will have group mates from like European countries, and in the case of Xi'an Jiaotong-Liverpool University, you will have friends from all the continents, and it's a very cool experience. You will know about a lot of countries which you didn't even think that they exist. Yeah, and in globalized world, it's a very wonderful opportunity because all the countries nowadays, yeah, we have about 200 of them. We are becoming dependent on each other more and more, yeah? And through this, we are cooperating with each other more and more. Yeah? And how many students in general Xi'an Jiaotong-Liverpool University has?
In terms of the total number of students, we have 13,000 students. That's local Chinese students plus international students. So 13,000 in total, and 3,000 of them are currently studying at the University of Liverpool, because we have a 2+2 program, which means that UG degree students, they can spend the last 2 years of their UG diploma at the University of Liverpool. So we got 3,000 in the UK now, and 10,000 at XJTLU campus.
So pretty much these students, they can study 2 years in China, and 2 years in Liverpool.
UK, yes.
Yeah, and what's the fee when they study in the UK?
The fee studies in the UK really depends on the program you pick up and the University of Liverpool. Actually, that's the University of Liverpool who says how much you need to pay. And as I said before, for business, if I remember correctly, it's 15,000 British pounds for most business programs. So that's the University of Liverpool price. So we don't fix a fee for those students who pick up 2+2 if they go to the University of Liverpool. But for the first 2 years, it will be XJTLU fees. For the last 2 years, the fees for the University of Liverpool, that's the University of Liverpool who decides.
And you said that so they can have 10% discount.
Yes, they can have, if, yeah, very good point. If the students who choose 2+2 for the UG diploma, and which means again, the last 2 years at the University of Liverpool, they will have 10% discount off automatically from the University of Liverpool, because they are XJTLU students.
Cool. And for only education fee, but not accommodation?
Not accommodation, only tuition fees.
Okay, great. And for example, some students, they don't have this money, their family, yeah, they prefer to study all the years, bachelor degree years, for example, in China. In this case, will they get a double degree diploma? No matter you choose 2+2 or you spend the whole 4 or 3 years at XJTLU, you will always get double degree, one from the University of Liverpool and one from XJTLU. I want to stress that that's for UG students, for bachelor students. For master students, when they study at XJTLU, they will get only one diploma from the University of Liverpool, not from us, but from the University of Liverpool for master students. Super. Guys, I would like to mention that education environment among Asians especially Chinese, is very cool. I myself studied in St. Petersburg, 2 universities, let's say, and when I studied in China, around you have very hardworking, motivated group mates. And even though if you are not such a student, for example, environment makes you to become such a student. Yeah, it also you will benefit also from this. I also read about that you're going to open new campus.
Oh yes, that's a very good point. The university now it has only 1 campus in Suzhou, our main campus, and a very fresh new modern campus will be open for 2019-20 intake, and that campus is which is not very far away from our main campus. It's in the city is called, well, actually it's not a real city. It's a town called Taicang. So our new campus is called the Taicang campus, which is about 80 kilometers away from our main campus. And for that new campus, again, new intake is for 2019-2020.
And I have read about this town. It also has industrial park. So can we more discuss why these campuses are close to these 2 big industrial parks in Suzhou and Taicang?
Suzhou Industrial Park, the history it's got, it began from the beginning of 1990. Actually, it's the SIP, Suzhou Industrial Park. It's a relationship between China and Singapore. So in the beginning of 1990, the Chinese government and Singapore government, they signed a contract, an agreement to jointly build the SIP, Suzhou Industrial Park again. And which is, if company, they invest in SIP, they will get beneficials, a lot of financial beneficials. They'll have less tax to pay, for example, and they'll enjoy, for example, the facilities for practically less price if they invest in other regions. So it's basically a very special Chinese form of developing economies. We have special economic zone or trade zone in a lot of Chinese cities, and the reason why we put the university in SIP is because, well, actually it's a little area, a little district within SIP is called Dushu Lake Higher Education District. So you can see that it's a little part of SIP, Suzhou Industrial Park, and in that little part, they are all higher education institutions. We are not the only one. There are XJTLU, Nanjing University, postgraduate institutes. There are universities for software. There are even Singapore State University. It's called Singapore National University, postgraduate institutes. So a lot of higher education institutions have their campuses, and that district is called Dushu Lake Higher Education Town.
Of course, it will be easier for you guys if you study very hard, find nice internship to be able to find a job in these international companies which are based in these industrial parks, yeah, and among them Toyota, Samsung, and so on, yeah. And even if you return, you don't know where you want to live or where you want to move, maybe you want to go back to Russia, but this international experience of working in these companies will definitely develop you as a specialist very quickly. And you also mentioned about special spaces for students, for startups. So how can you tell the details of this?
At the university, university has a student enterprise area, which is kind of in between the North Campus and the South Campus. It is an area for students to start up basically their own businesses. And the university at the moment, as far as I know, university rents the rooms to students for free. So they don't charge for students for renting the rooms, and the students, they can start up basically pretty much every every industry you want. I have seen clothing, selling souvenirs, and selling. There are also university bookshop over there, and selling welfare shop, which means that if students, they don't want to use any clothing, they can just give their clothes to that welfare shop, and the welfare shop collects pretty much all kinds of already used old stuff from students, and to give them to poor students or to poor families. And these kind of shops are all available at XJTLU. And again, it's free of charge at the moment from the university, and it's a good advantage for students because they can study at the university, and at the same time they start their own business.
It's a good help because I remember when it's really expensive to rent a place, and in this case it's free while you're and it's in your campus, and you can organize any business which can be interesting and attractive for students of your university. Okay, and I have read that the university helps a lot students with not only comfortable life and not only with really nice professors, plus they help with projects. Yeah, for example, I have read about this project which is going to France, to Louvre.
To the Great Museum. I think that's the very famous one, the Louvre in Paris. And we got 4 students from architecture department. From architecture department, 4 students will go to the Louvre for the exhibition, and it's called it's for designs. It's for design artworks. So these 4 students from architecture department, they design things, and they will exhibit their designs, their artworks at the Louvre in Paris, which will be a very good experience for them.
Yes, and it's a wonderful start.
Yes.
When you're young, that your own university cares about you, yeah, and it helps you to reach such high aims. Let's say, for example, at St. Petersburg State University, we have strong departments, we have less strong departments. Yes. Yes, and I want to be quite honest with our friends, yeah, online friends, and tell them which departments are the strongest at your university.
At XJTLU, the strong departments, I would say, is chemistry are very good, and of course the chemistry at our partner university, which is the new Liverpool University, their chemistry is very good. So if you study chemistry 2 years at here, then 2 years at the Liverpool University, it will be very good for you. And in terms of number of students, IBSS, International Business School at XJTLU, is, well, I would say it's very powerful because it's got a lot of programs: economics, finance, marketing, HR, international business with the language. International business with the language is very popular for our international students. They would pick up most of them Chinese language, and they can study business at the same time. And that's the number one department. Number two department in terms of number of students, it's EEE, electronical and electronic engineering. It's got electronic engineering, of course. It's very popular, even if it's just found last year, and it's already became the second biggest program in terms of number of students enrolled in EEE department. So I would say computer science is also a strong point of XJTLU. Then architecture as well, and a lot of students choose to study architecture at our university, and we also got quite a lot Italian professors. So Italy is very good at the design, and all these above mentioned departments can be good destinations for international students, really.
And what is C9?
C9. For the C9, it's in English. C9. It's the kind of the top 9 universities in China. You can see it as the Ivy League in the US, or the Russell Group in the UK. So it's basically the top university in China is the top 9. We got Tsinghua University, Beijing University, Nanjing University, Zhejiang University, etc. So Xi'an University is among the C9 league, which is very good.
Cool. And some Chinese universities, for example, Tsinghua, it's already in top 20. Yeah, and you can study in top 20 university for like really cheap or even free if you are hardworking student, motivated, and you get diploma of top 20 university, and all the companies will be happy to hire you. Shida, thank you.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
For sharing very useful information. And guys, in spring we are going to Xi'an Jiaotong-Liverpool University again, and wait for more videos, more detailed videos about faculties there, departments. First of all, we would like to ask Xi'an Jiaotong-Liverpool University's international, plus Chinese students, what they enjoy there, why they study there. And in my opinion, what I felt from this, we were there for 2 weeks only, that this university cares about their students a lot. Really, there you will feel like you are part of some big family. It's because at Beida, for example, everything is too formal. Yeah, it's wonderful, but if you are not a hardworking person, student, you will be punished. Yeah, and here you will not feel it. For example, I was shocked when Martin wrote us that, oh guys, we can even pick up you from Pudong airport. Yeah.
Yes, free airport pickup for international students if they accept to come to study at XJTLU. So for this year, it's on the 28th, 29th and the 30th of August. Free airport pickup at both airports in Shanghai, Hongqiao Airport and Pudong Airport. So we do that, and with student helpers as well, to pick up international students during the 3 days, free of charge for you. And you can just pre-book. Just tell us that which flight you will come on those 3 days, and which time you arrive, and we will do the rest for you.
Okay, guys, we are waiting questions from you, and please, be very. We are open for any dialogue. Ask questions. We will be happy to help you with making decision, very important decision in your life. Yeah, it's your career, it's your profession. how happy you will be depends on it. And thank you for your time, and hope you enjoyed our interview.
Thank you.
Bye guys.